Welcome to this week's episode of Coffee with the Journalist, brought to you by OnePitch. Are you looking for a more efficient way to find and pitch the right journalists? Head to our website at onepitch.co to learn more. Our guest on today's episode of Coffee with the Journalist is Sam Blum from Inc. magazine. As a senior writer, Sam's coverage meets at the intersection of technology and culture with a focus on founders and venture capital. During the episode, Sam talks about the relationships he's built with PR professionals, the right kinds of information he needs from sources. He answers a handful of questions from our audience, and more. Let's dive in.
Welcome, everyone. This is Coffee with a Journalist, our little podcast where we talk to actual journalists, reporters, editors, freelancers, etc., to learn how they could better work with us, publicist people out there. I'm Beck Bamberger, and this is episode 200. Sam, my God. Thanks for being here, Sam. We have with us today Sam Blum. He's a senior writer at Inc. magazine. Thank you, Sam, for being here.
Yeah, no problem. And congratulations on your 200th episode milestone.
Thank you. It's been some time we've been here. So speaking of, for everybody who is listening, stay tuned because we're going to be experimenting with also bringing on another publicist to see how that kind of goes. So anyway, I'm letting the cat out of the bag before we have the actual bag. So I will not go into that for right now. But Sam, I'm particularly happy to have you here because we have some audience asks for you specifically. So holler to the people who wrote in their questions. First off, Sam, for those who may not be as familiar, I do like to clarify it with folks. How would you describe Inc.'s coverage?
I mean, how would I describe it? It's a magazine about American entrepreneurship and American business, and particularly small to medium-sized businesses, but also, the big ones, the household names. And it's definitely like pro-business, pro-entrepreneurship. And I understand that's a large gamut, but I honestly think the best way to familiarize yourself with a publication is to just read it and find writers that you like and things that you look forward to reading at a given website or magazine.
Yes. Okay, good. So American entrepreneurship and celebrating the entrepreneur's path, journey, etc., adventure, downhill, ski slope, whatever you want to call it. Sam, for your inbox, how does it look?
Like an absolute minefield. It is
okay, honest answer. That's good.
I can't manage my inbox. Like I basically just I do look at email, but I do not bother responding to like 95% of the emails I get. Yeah, it's untenable. It's it's a total mess.
Okay. I love that you're just owning that completely. Many people do on this show. I have to say, no one's usually shy about it. But so if 95% is not helpful for you, how do you then get to the 5%?
I develop decent relationships with some publicists.
Yeah? Okay.
It depends on the kinds of things they can offer, obviously, and the clients they represent. And these are people who I think understand what I cover and what I'm interested in. And I think I have shared journalistic interests with the publicist. It's not like forged off some sort of like random, like shot in the dark kind of pitch. I think it's, a little bit more, more of a, we understand what I'm trying to cover and how they can help me get there.
So you said decent relationships. I feel like you're being coy. What is a decent relationship with a publicist? Would you describe?
I'm definitely not being coy. I'm, we're just I'm not trying to withhold from you at all. I don't know. I've
decent meaning like I see your email, I'll respond.
Yeah, I mean, I think they offered me good information and cool sources and smart people, and here's the thing, I am not my eyes don't light up when I see CEO interview. It's like, wow, you have a CEO that you're representing, amazing, and I'm being sarcastic. I could not care less about someone being a
Yes.
CEO. It's more about like their
Mm-hmm.
expertise and the way they're able to contextualize news events and provide meaningful information that isn't just about like their company and its growth and how great they are. So someone who, I don't know, like I usually look at emails from, university publicists who are like, I have all these professors who can talk about these issues. It's like, okay, that's helpful. And when someone has like, God, I don't know. I mean, when someone understands like what I've been writing about, like I think it's more helpful. And like obviously there are so many journalists out there to be reading and to be following. So like I don't blame anyone for not like, knowing my work in particular. But I think it definitely helps to familiarize yourself with the reporter you're pitching, right? What are they writing about, and what does it seem like? Are there any themes in their work that you can kind of decipher, and do you have any sources along those lines? And perhaps keeping things brief. Like I'm not necessarily like all that interested in like reading like a founder's bio in the body of an email. Like I'm not going to do that. I think like, hey, if you're going to be writing about this person can definitely talk about it. That sort of thing. I appreciate the brevity and I appreciate like the directness. You know what I mean? I think that's valuable in this kind of relationship.
Ooh, I think that leads us to an audience ask that we have here from Yerke Klontz Burnwell. I hope I got that right. She is asking, or he is asking, Yuki, is what have your favorite founder stories been and why?
I mean, Sam Bankman-Fried. Right? I mean,
that just writes itself.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like my favorite founder stories. Like, look, like we cover founders, but I'm not like enamored with the founder story or whatever. I mean, I think some people like have interesting backgrounds and have, done cool things founding companies. But yeah, like I'm trying to think like what my favorite founder's story is, and if I like if I like actually have one.
Do you have one? Yeah. Or are there elements perhaps of a story where you're like, okay, if you want to pitch me a CEO or a founder, here's some of the things I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to be pitched founders necessarily. I want to be pitched knowledge and expertise. Like I like look, like I don't care about like someone's business. Like, I'm not like I work at a magazine that like writes about people's businesses and their success, of course, and like that's part of what we do. Like I care far more about like how someone's knowledge and experience can better inform like a story I'm writing and like our readership. It's not like some like hero's journey to like selling your stuff.
Yeah, I started this.
Making a big exit. That's not necessarily like what I'm interested in.
Yeah. So know how I got to my big multi-million-dollar exit. More so, what could you provide? What lens, what knowledge drop here that adds to something you're trying to convey to your audience?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
And like, look, I know it's hard. Like I actually worked as a publicist for a little bit too before I was a reporter.
You did? Oh, wait, where was that on your bio sheet, Sam? Wait, let me look here. Freelance writer.
You probably don't.
Hold on. That is not on your, I don't see it on your thing here, Sam, on the prep sheet. No.
Yeah.
You must have buried that somewhere.
Yeah. I don't recall like doing a prep sheet. Maybe I did. I don't know.
No, it's on my side. No, you didn't do a prep sheet. It's our prep sheet over here. So I have all your like LinkedIn stuff and your background and everything. So it is missing on this side. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I'd be happy to fill you in.
Okay, tell us. How was your voyage into
It was
PR?
in 2013. I worked at Oxford University Press as like a publicity assistant.
Oh. And what did you learn from that experience?
I think I learned how to pitch in a way that was more beneficial to my career as a freelance writer down the line. So like that being said, I think I understand like, the hustle that you guys are involved in, but so often I'm just getting blasted with stuff that really just shows to me that whoever is pitching me has no idea what I've been working on. The most watched Netflix shows across the country by state. It's like, dude, like maybe I would have like written that when I was a blogger at Thrillist like 8 years ago, but now that's not what I'm doing. So if you're pitching me at Inc., like look what I've been writing at Inc., And I think that's really the key, and it's kind of staying up to date on what people are doing, and the news moves fast, So understand that it's difficult, but just take a look at what people are covering on a regular basis. And I would recommend tailoring your pitches according to that.
Mm-hmm. Is that, would you say, the 5% that gets you to respond?
Sure.
Your
Yeah.
emails?
I'd say that's definitely
how you break through.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Sam, you are in Brooklyn, according to your LinkedIn. Is this true?
Yes, this is true.
Okay. Do you ever want to meet publicists, talk to them in real life, have a relationship with them, or how would you describe it?
If the publicist is gatekeeping some kind of like crucial, groundbreaking story, then totally. But, not usually.
Groundbreaking emphasis on.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, something that's going to be, I don't know, beneficial to an actual interesting story. And I'm sorry if I'm coming across as kind of like, whatever.
That is okay. That's why we're here, Sam. That's why we're here, to distill the myths and personas of all of our fabulous reporter friends.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really like to meet up for coffee with PR people too much. I don't know. Like, I have so much crap going on any given day that it's difficult to squeeze that in, I feel like. But, sometimes it happens. Never say never.
Okay, never say never. So maybe if you're swinging through Brooklyn and it happens to be ridiculously convenient on maybe a certain day.
Today's interview will continue after this brief message brought to you by OnePitch. Are you curious to learn about the unique ways OnePitch helps brands engage with the right journalists? Head to onepitch.co and create your own custom media list in 5 minutes or less. Now back to today's episode.
Okay. For the ones you mentioned earlier, like you were like, oh, the decent relationships, how did any of those get started? Was it just purely like, oh, you clearly know what I write about, so yeah, I'm going to answer your email?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Right.
Tell us more.
Like, I think keeping things brief and kind of direct is really valuable, right? Like, time's limited. Like, I really appreciate erring on the side of like being direct and not really being cute about anything. Like, that's not to say I don't.
Not cute.
I don't love all things cute, but for the sake of time and like,
yeah, cute's not was cutting over there for you.
Yeah, cute's not cutting it with you publicists. So
okay, forget the cute.
So yeah, being direct and kind of be like, hey, I have some useful data. Like, I have some PhD who wants to talk to you about AI. I have a finance professor who just wrote a book about this, that kind of thing that can be valuable. Or, I have someone who started this company that, is an insurgent in a new area that's, making waves and, has some interesting things to say about whatever topic. So like, yeah, like I said, it's about like pitching
knowledge.
Right. It's about sharing the knowledge.
So let's just say you get someone, oh, wow, it's a double PhD person with AI degrees up the wazoo doing something in quantum physics. How do you keep track of that source? Do you have some filing system? Clearly, it's not your inbox, I'm going to say. But how do you keep that person in the back pocket, if you do?
I say their number, and I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really...
Well, you say their number. Oh, you like punch in their cell phone.
I mean, I prefer to do phoners for sure.
Okay. Phoners. Great. Good to know.
Yeah.
That leads me to, Sam, a fun little quick question session here we have. So there's rapid fire questions. So let us know the answers to these. The first one you already answered, video or phone interview. It sounds like you want phone.
Yeah.
Perfect. Bullet points or paragraphs in pitches?
I don't know. I don't care, I guess.
Okay. That's great. And why do you not care? Because if it's direct, you're good with that?
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, then that's easy enough. Images attached or Dropbox zip file?
I mean, if I'm not like expecting images, I probably don't want them in either format.
In any format. Okay, noted. Email or DM?
Oh, email.
Does it people that DM you though on random crap?
Some people might, but not on random crap. If I ever get an Instagram pitch, I'm blocking whoever sent it immediately.
Oh, that's good to know. One follow-up or multiple?
I mean, my heart goes out to the publicists who will seemingly have like conversations with themselves in my inbox and write like 8 emails following up about something. And I'm like, what are you doing? You look insane.
Yes,
But
I agree. Yeah.
like I said, I can sympathize with what you all do, but like I would say one follow-up is probably enough.
One and done. That sounds about right. I agree. Okay. Direct or creative subject lines. I know you harped on this, but let's be even more clear.
I mean, look, if you can
Not cute. We got that
throw
covered.
something creative in there, whatever that means, like, go for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Press release or media kit?
No preference.
No preference. Time you usually read pitches?
0 seconds. No, I'm kidding.
Like time of the day. Like, are you like, hey, in the morning I like to look at it, and then at the evening at 3 o'clock I do? I don't
No,
know.
dude, like my inbox is absolutely insane. Like I get,
Yeah,
like
it's
10
all
or
the time.
more emails an hour, and I don't have time to look at most PR pitches, So
Mhm.
like I'd say that I read news mainly in the morning, and that might make it a higher likelihood that I will see your pitch, but
Mhm.
I can't really guarantee that. There's like no time throughout the day when I'm like allotting time to read PR stuff.
Okay, this is good to know. Speaking of, and normally I don't like dig into this, but curious because you prompted it. What's your news digest? How do you get up to speed on what's going on in the world?
Well, I used to look at Twitter before it became what it is
Oh
now.
God, yeah, the dumpster it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've always been kind of weird though, in the sense that like I just go to homepages. Like I'll check out the Guardian and the New York Times and Bloomberg and all like the mainstream
Mm-hmm.
sites and Wired. I read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really listen to podcasts. Maybe I'm
Okay, not a pod person.
an
Got it.
outlier like that. I don't know. Yeah, but mainstream sites. I mean, I'm a big fan of GQ's long form magazine,
Oh,
journalism,
they do a great job.
Rolling
Mm-hmm.
Stone, that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Let me ask, if you had to read just for fun, what would you read?
like a book or like anything.
Yeah.
Currently reading Blood on the Machine by Brian Merchant, which is about the Luddites.
Yes.
And I just finished The Fund by Rob Copeland, which was cool.
How is that? I haven't read that.
It was great. When I read something like that, I tend to just be amazed at like the undertaking that it entails to write something like that. And if I could ever pull something like that off, I'm just like,
Yes.
Jesus, how did you do this?
Oh my gosh, I feel like that's the new reporter's thing you got to do. The new medal is you got to write a book, at least one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty content with just logging off and being happy with
You're like, I'm good. No, I don't
I
need to
mean,
do
I would
that.
write a
Yep, that
book
sounds
if
good.
like the stars aligned and I had a good enough idea.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good. Sam, is there anything that we can promote, highlight, celebrate about you and your fabulous work?
Yeah, well, you should always be celebrating me and my fabulous work, for one.
Yes. Yes.
So tell everyone in the industry.
Tell everybody all that.
And yeah, just like keep fight the good fight. I didn't want to come off like a jerk or anything, so apologies if I did. But one word of advice is,
Ooh,
yeah,
please.
like when we do Zooms, like so many times I've logged onto a Zoom to interview someone, and the publicist who set it up is there, but then there's like 4 other people, and I'm like, where the hell did you guys come from, and who are you, and who am I talking to? Who is who?
Yeah, it's
It
weird. It's
bombards
weird.
me, and I feel like I'm logging onto an intervention or something, and I
Yeah.
want to know who is who and who I should talk to, and I don't think you should do that. And if more people are going to be on the call, just tell me who they are ahead of time.
So who are those people?
I don't know.
The comms handler,
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't say?
No, they do.
They're just there? Oh, okay.
No, it's usually like the external PR, then like the internal PR, and then like maybe there's an intern, or like this call was optional for this person, but they showed up because they just wanted to be on. And I'm just like, I hate doing interviews in front of an audience.
They
Like,
just wanted to be on.
yeah,
Oh
I
no.
know.
Oh, it completely changes the interview and the intimacy of the interview. And I don't mean that in a weird way, but just more what may come out, what may be said, how it is quoted.
Yeah.
Ooh. Do you find, by the way, do you find that that's like ticking up? Is this a trend increasing?
No, I don't think it's increasing. Just like when it happens.
Okay, you just noticed it. You're like, meh.
Yeah, I just noticed it, and I'm like, why
Gross.
did you do this to me?
And to be clear, too, you mean you log on, you're like, oh crap, there's 5 other people here. What the hell? Like you just come in blind.
I mean,
Ooh,
I
it
used
does
to
feel
be
like an intervention.
I think I used to be nicer about it, and now I'm just like, okay, like who are you? like, why are there 4 of you? You know?
Yep. Direct, Sam. I think that's the takeaway point here for everybody.
Yeah, sure.
Plus, do not be cute, people, for Sam Blum at Inc magazine. Yes. Sam, thanks for being here today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
And thanks for being on episode 200. Whoa, look at that.
Yeah, you did it.
We're doing something here.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more wonderful episodes, everybody. So again, Sam Blum, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to this week's Coffee with the Journalist episode featuring Sam Blum from Inc magazine. For more exclusive insights about the journalists on this podcast, subscribe to our weekly podcast newsletter at onepitch.co/podcast. We'll see you next week. Until then, start great stories.